Yeah, she had our Starbucks is I saw yeah, my daughter's in there. She had a picture of that thing. I mean, I shouldn't tell her that she's working. So where is it? On
We're on live now. So I'll call a meeting to order. All right, call to order the meeting of the LaSalle County Juvenile Board. We have a quorum. All three of the judges are present. First item on the agenda is to review and take action on the minutes from the last meeting. And I will make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Did you get a chance to look at them? I know you weren't here. You weren't here.
All right, I've been reviewing all morning.
Okay, all right, so all in favor, aye, aye, and you're abstaining? Okay, let me sign this, I'll get that in shape for a minute. All right. Number 2, review, take action on the creation of a new secretary position and set the salary.
Okay, Catherine was just really overwhelmed here. She's the only probation officer in the office. And so we are looking to hire a part-time, 20 hours a week probation officer for her. I mean, probation officer, excuse me, secretary for her. We discussed with the judge here, that might be difficult to get somebody to come on work just 20 hours if I'm work full time. But what I'm trying to do is stay within the budget that we have. So LaSalle County is always underspent. Last year, there were 34,000 underspent. And so I always have to ask for a waiver for as long as I've been here since 2008. I've had to ask for a waiver, I think. And that's just because our cash rich is set pretty high, and we don't do a lot of pricing of kids. That's usually what takes up the money is when you place a kid. So we allocate for it, but then we don't have to do it, but you need that money. So what we're looking at is just a secretary position. And I gave you all just the duties and responsibilities right there. I was going to post this. It will be in next week's paper, but we'd already like to go ahead and get it up. So if it's approved today and we approve the salary and everything, then I would like to have Cassie posted at least around the courthouse. And
We can also put it on the county webpage. That's where I've been posting.
okay,
Okay.
that's a very good idea. Yeah, I thought about that. And so, and then I'll have it next week's paper if need be. We just missed it. I thought it was today, Tuesday, but Monday's the deadline for that. So we're looking at what the jail pays is $18 an hour. I know in Brutal County, I'm not sure what they pay here, but so that was the max. You know, if we get an 18-year-old kid out of high school, I'm not going to pay them $18 an hour. So it's going to be kind of a range, but that's what I budgeted. And so if y'all want to look at this one right here, you can see what I did is I just moved up. Well, okay, there's another issue here too, is the county gave a 6% salary increase in January to all employees. We are classified, I don't know what the numbers are, but all county employees are like, I'm just making these numbers up, a 600 and we're a 407 or something. It's a different classification. And so that puts us, as we have to have judicial approval to do this, to accept that. So this, normally I have the state fund broken up into different categories, but I put all the salary that's paid under state funds, all the salary that's paid under general funds. And then if there was a salary increase, this is based on annual salary. So we'll take Kathy here. She's making $49,420. She gets her insurance paid out of the general funds, but her salary is all state funds. But she would, if she were to get the 6% salary increase, it would be $29,665. And then would be paid for by the county. Yeah, we're about halfway through the year, so I think it's 13 pay periods that would be left. And so it would be it would actually cost us $14.85. So you follow down that revised budget. This would include the secretary. So that's at $18 an hour for 20 hours for 13 pay periods. Estimate. I'm not an accountant. Promise all that, but that's my best guess right there. Would cost us about $10,080 for the rest of the year. So so she would get a $14.85 increase for the next 13 pay periods. I mean, not per pay period, but that is split over the pay periods. Victor, we are two, we are two, we're one department for all LaSalle juvenile probation. We have 2 juvenile boards and 2 budgets, so we're completely separate. So a portion of myself, Victor, and then Mona Medelis, who is our fee share. We share, exactly. So we have not gotten the 3 of us have not gotten a salary increase out of LaSalle County in quite a while. So that's why I included us in that. We did get one last year out of Frio County, but we haven't gotten anything out of LaSalle County in a while. So if half my salary's here and half mine's there, and we get a 6% salary increase, I only get 6% of half my salary. 3%. So we're kind of getting short-ended, that way. So does this make sense to you? And
Yes.
And then if you go over here, this is the bottom line here where I took that. So this is what we need to make up in order to do the 6% increase and to pay for the secretary and her benefits for the end of the year. 16,000. Yeah, this is page 3. I just put it all up here under salaries and fringe benefits. So none of the bottom lines changed. We just worked within what we had. I took money out of residential placement because we do not anticipate, we don't have anybody that we're looking to place. And we actually only spent like 6,000 out of detention. I don't know why. I'm surprised, but it mainly because we can't get detention beds. That's why we haven't spent it.
Sure.
It's not that we're not getting kids. We just,
some kid does something of a significant.
well, then we would have to come back and the judge said that he had said that say we needed to hire this person, we couldn't get anybody part-time, they only, so we have to re-advertise them full-time. He said that we will give them more money.
How would you do that? There was some unforeseen expense. You wouldn't be able to declare an emergency or.
Yeah, to amend the budget.
I can amend the budget because it's not an elected official, so we can amend the budget, take it out of my general fund and move it over.
But this doesn't come on a contingency, it's not unforeseen, it's not an emergency. You have to declare it an emergency in order to move it.
You're talking about
I'm just saying, like, let's say you take this 22,000, make it 3, and then there's a murder. You can't send that, but you're not going to put that kid in TJJP. You would have to get some sort of resources from the state because you wouldn't be able to place him because you wouldn't be able. Where would you get money from?
Well, I know we've done that in Frio County, is that not? And we've done that before when we ran short on placement and detention.
Sure.
Going back at the end of the year, and I don't know how they did that, but
I know when there's grant money that sometimes you can move grant money around in ways you can't with a regular budget.
You could apply for diversion funds or something.
possibly if there's any available.
You couldn't amend your budget on that salary, though. That can't be done.
Okay, well, we can just, okay, that's good to know. But possibly put them then. See,
Unless you could find, if you can find some kind of grant for even a little tiny bit of it, if you have to amend the budget to accept a grant, like to pay for the county or the department's portion of the grant, I think you can do.
And I'm not against doing it. I just
No,
think like
yeah.
from the money and like maybe your hospitalization, eventually you could always do an adjustment out of hospitalization maybe, or out of detention. If you had to move money into placement, I'm saying you're taking it out of this big category, but I would plan on not using any county resources. You wouldn't really be able to do that to your next budget portion. Then you come to judgment for next year at 20 grand and then you give that. We plan on going to the county and saying, hey, this is we need this.
well, and if you look at, I'm asking for 16,000 and over 34,000 for sped. So I could probably, if we did have to do that, there's probably enough money
Still.
to the budget to do that. And to do
Resources to pull it out of there.
exactly. So I probably wouldn't even have to do that,
Okay.
but
What is this miscellaneous normally used for? Just
therapy. Our therapy, that's what we're looking for. We contract with telecouncil, Liberty Resources, and we usually pay them out of that.
speed wise. I'll make a motion to create the new secretary position, set the salary as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, aye? Aye. Aye, unanimous. All right, let me get back up here. Okay, proposed revised.
Budget that was approved for administration's rate. And then the budget is a line item, and that's as proposed.
Second that, any discussion? In favor, aye? Aye, unanimous. And did I get bills? I don't, we're not
You
doing.
should have here,
Under here, right here.
Oh, okay, I didn't see.
No. That we don't want. Hey, then the secretary goes through and she verifies that it is our legitimate kid. And then she sends it to the end of the nice. Every invoice. And then one of the. Since our budget is set.
What is a tinty?
Electronic.
No, the county does.
So the treasurer is still.
Right, exactly. Yes, that's the right. Correct.
Yeah, it needs to.
But it makes more sense that we actually have more knowledge of. I think she goes through everything to verify that is our kid. But they will send those from the wrong county to get that occasionally. And so.
Should these bills of from 21, should they have been put out on this budget and this year's budget? Is like this one is dated 11/30. It was approved in July, it's the really
Which one?
that's
Liberty.
it's 11/30, 21.
Probably
It's 12/31, 21. So those were all, and this one is 4/30, 22. Not that we're children under $500, but you know, this is budget.
Okay, and I'm sorry, which one are we looking at? Liberty.
That's the whole thing.
Like tinty. Right. All right, I see. So do they just not, I wonder if that's a typo?
It's submitted.
No, it's less than a year. Okay, so have they closed out the previous year's budget yet?
Did you have a surplus in that budget?
No. Oh, yes, we did.
So make sure they pay it out of the.
Well, that's about, well, they're happy if we close out and they would have given refunds back to the state. So this was one fund, so no, these are closed out. Yes,
So they can go into their books and really. Because they have.
I would think so.
We just press $500 here, something for everybody. Just tonight. It doesn't matter.
Well, I have already turned in the certified the local expenditures for last year, so I don't think that we can do that. We have to say it in the.
Nine one to 10:30.
Yes. They were saying about later days. They're all different. The two counties.
Abstracts still out of 12/31.
So I was looking.
Wait, calendar.
301's 10.
And Wilson.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. All right, any
All questions or what?
Yes.
all right, so any new business, any future questions to be discussed?
Because you have this, spiritual right now.
Last time I asked to check was like 8. We're dealing with a lot of kids that are smuggling. That's like almost just as many kids, or even more than we have supervision that we deal with, that we have to detain, or, you know, if we could find a bed that are willing to this 35 board.
It's business right now.
We have one,
The South County is.
but Trio, we have,
That's not good. Yeah.
right?
The one
And we
everybody
just,
saw. Did y'all see
and we
it?
just adjudicated one.
Social.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it was,
that's the San Antonio kid.
Okay, is that the one who was reporting himself?
No.
Okay, that was an adult. Okay,
Spiked twice and he went up over the pass, yeah. And over he had, 15-year-old driving, he'd never driven before, mom testified in court that he didn't have a license, and she had never taught him to drive. No permit, nothing. So, and so the 15-year-old, 12-year-old, and then, an undocumented. And that guy, I don't even know, I need to find that out, because I'm here on Friday. The troopers were telling me, oh, I haven't heard, but he was in critical condition in San Antonio. And expected to live, but in ICU for the foreseeable future. That's the last thing I heard.
I think we have 6 maybe that are pending in Frio. That aren't from, you know, Frio County.
Yeah, we get a lot of.
And then we have the Laredo one that I think Judge Wilson did this morning.
So you're just
So
doing
smuggling.
those and transferring.
I think
Yes.
there was a disposition.
adjudication,
Transfer this go to the hometown.
and apparently there was a hiccup with that for a while, but now Webb is going forward.
Liz said that.
That's what Liz said, yeah.
The state's using expenditure.
Right.
So, yeah, those are our most difficult ones that,
Yeah, it's been a little really bad.
we're getting a little hearings,
And lots of vaping.
THC, baby.
Seems like we're getting like 3 or 4 of those every week. Vaping at school.
They all have a grant for when they have, the grants for the programming in school.
No.
Now, Hines has a grant through the governor's office, when they apply to ACON, they do that. This,
Oh, but yes.
it's some sort of like teen choice program, like it used to be there, but it's about vaping, and they go in and do vaping.
They used to come down in like different counties. They would get the whole district, so I'm not sure what they're doing now, but.
It's good funding, supplement, something like that.
What's something we've had for 11 years, we have substance abuse, federal funded substance abuse program. The full-time counselor and camping and all kinds of experiential activities for kids and. That's. The funds dried up, so. So yes, we're open to that. We can look into that.
All right, so your motion to adjourn?
Second.
In favor, aye, get up me, aye.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned. I will end the